can even hear me or see me yet. Because as always, I don't think it records until at least one person is watching. So, I might just be on here talking to nobody right now. Which is all good, I guess. I don't even know where I want to walk. It's like 105. Well, not yet. It's supposed to be 105, actually, with the heat index around here. They're saying it can be, well, our local news and the people, whoever, they're out there saying that the heat can get up to 105. What's up? What's up? Analog. What's up, Joe? How you guys doing? Yeah, I was saying I should have sat in the car because it is, oh man, it's blazing out here. Yesterday it was blazing, and if you caught my video last night, then you know how hard it was raining and the storms were intense last night. There was actually a tornado that touched down in one of the towns close to here. And the storms have just been incredible to watch, really. It was so dark yesterday. It was really ignorant. And we don't get tornadoes around here. I've talked about this before, but all of a sudden we're having them like every weekend now, which obviously weather modification. It's never been like this. It's never been this hot. It's never been... What in the... Oh, never mind. Thought that was weird for a minute. It's never been hot like this, and it's like a wet heat, like a real humid. Just it's crazy. Water is not even evaporating anymore, really, because the air is too saturated with water. It's really crazy, but yeah. So let's see. Who's all here? Angel Bulldog, what is up? Tig, of course, you're here. I told you I was going live. I actually forgot to text Tim. Tig, you want to get a hold of Tim? Tell him I'm live if he wants to chime in. If not, he might be working, he might be doing his thing. I think I'm just going to go walk through town. Why do they got the road blocked off up here? Something's going on. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here. Well, yeah, Tiffany, you live in Ohio? I think you said before that you lived in Ohio. Usually we get a balance of all four seasons, It's not too crazy in the summer, not too crazy in the winter. And I'm actually concerned for this winter because, well, they came out, Farmer's Almanac, because they like to hide behind that. They're like, that they predicted the bad winter storms last year in Texas and this and that, but now they're saying this winter's going to be even worse with more frigid temperatures and more snowfall than ever before and whatever. And people can't seem to see, they don't understand. How do you think these people are so good at saying what the weather is going to be like months from now? Up by the lake. What lake? Which lake? Yeah, I know there's a couple people out here that live near me in the Ohio Valley. They've been doing some spraying. I won't be able to catch this one on camera, but it's like a real faint spray line. It definitely already dispersed and did whatever it was going to do there. But yeah, I really just wanted to come on and talk to you guys. Analog, I think you're onto something with that. Last year, we were all thinking about the dark winter. We were thinking about, because they were telling us. But doesn't it make more sense for this winter, though? Now that they got the mandates rolling out. And they'll be able, to get a lot more people on board, too. Because you start taking away people's jobs and whatnot in the wintertime with these mandates and stuff. Well, that'll help them in their goal to, like Bill Gates said, all 7 billion people need to take this shot. A lot of people don't get that. There's this girl on Facebook that Reagan is actually friends with, and well, she's a nurse, and she's been standing her ground, you know, in the whole resisting the shot thing. Hold on a second, guys. I need to see if I'm allowed to walk through here. I'll do it anyway. I can walk through here, right? Okay. We guys doing just some touching up. Hey, that looks nice. Yeah, nice. Anyway, so this girl's a nurse, and she's been doing what she can to resist this thing. You know, she tried to file for exemptions. She tried to say that, well, because she tested positive, like last year or whatever, and she went through a period of sickness, which she said that she thought it might have been the flu, but because it felt like the flu, but the test said COVID, so you know, what are you going to do about that? And she tried to pull the whole natural immunity card. Well, they basically told her that she can't do that. Basically told her that it's not going to work, you got to get it. So now she's just waiting because she knows that it's going to come down to a point to where they're going to fire her. And I seen something about a nationwide shortage of nurses. I was going to put it in my video last night, but I forgot to do it with like all the rain and stuff. And I really wanted to get to that last one, which was the reason for the part 1. I'm going to do the part 2 to that because there's a lot of information in there. And I named it How It All Ties In because literally that's how it all ties in. Yep. So basically we're already seeing, you know, the whole people resisting it, nurses, whatever. They're saying a nationwide shortage of nurses, but they're saying it's for other things and not for resisting the shot, this and that. But it is. It's for resisting the shot. And they know this. They know this. Let's see who's all in here. Marty, what's up? Genesis. Andrew. How's it going over there in Australia? Tracy, what's going on? Check your mic wind. Am I coming through all right, guys? Am I coming through all right? Anti-government for life. I really hope that's not the case, but you know what? We know that's the plan, right? It is windy, you know? It's crazy because we just had these storms coming through, and now they're saying that we're even more storms today, possibility of tornadoes and all this stuff, and I've never seen weather like this in my entire time living here, which is 27 years. Lived here my whole life. Crazy. All right, cool. Caleb, what's up? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hippocrates Matrix, Rob, Tracy, Brittany, California, hello. Will, who else is in here? Caleb, what's up? Lady M, how are you? Getting burned up here in Washington. You know what? I heard that, actually. I heard there's a lot of fires up there. Somebody said that they were actually starting fires. Like, well, they didn't say the powers that be are starting fires, saying like regular people are going and like leaning down under trees, lighting it on fire. But I'm thinking nobody in their right mind, no regular people in their right mind would go and do something like that unless they were paid to do so. Just like the whole pile of bricks thing that was going on with all the protests last year. And the cops put them there and they said they didn't. And then they wanted people to grab them up and stuff. And then they said some trucking company or whatever put them there because they were getting ready to work on something. But they were strategically placed all throughout the cities in certain suburbs. So it wasn't no accident. And I've never seen piles of bricks just laying around. They do a lot of construction around here in this town. Never once have I seen a pile of bricks just laying around all nice and stacked, ready to be, well, picked up and thrown. Moto J, what's up? Oh yeah, Tim's a busy man. He's working all the time, and he's doing a lot of thinking, and this stuff is getting to all of us. I explained that to him. the other day when I texted him, because after I watched the video that he put up, the body shop chat, explaining why he took all of his videos down and this and that, and I was like, dude, stuff is all getting to us, and the whole thing with like the fanfare surrounding the emergency alert. They do these things because they like to create a boy who cried wolf environment. So when the wolf actually comes, nobody's going to believe us. That's the point. Yeah, pallets of bricks wrapped in plastic, absolutely. Oh yeah, George Soros, yeah, he's all involved in that, and people are like, oh no, his company or his NGO is called Open Society Foundations. He's a good man. How can you look at somebody that looks like that and say that he's a good man? The dude, he is evil. You cannot mistake that look. I see plenty of old people out there, and they don't look like that. They do not look like that. Sweet Leilani, what's up? Anthony, what's up, my man? What do you think will be... Who do I think will be the AC? Well, you know what? There's a lot of good contenders for that. We really don't know. I mean, we can't know. It could be somebody that, we never would think. Ever. It could be somebody who's like a secretary for a president or something. It's, a lot of people think at this point in time that it's Obama, and I do most definitely understand why they're getting that. But in the Bible it says the antichrist is going to be somebody who's loved by all, and Obama is very liked, but he's also very hated at the same time. So I'm not sure though. I can't say that he's not. I can't say that he is. There were a lot of questionable things that alluded to the fact that he might be, but also Emmanuel Macron. People were saying Jared Kushner could be for a decent while. It really could be anybody. But one thing is for certain, we will all know who that person is when the time is right. It could be. You might be right. It could be. It could be. Yep, Trump is going to run, and he is going to fool everybody again. I still, you know what, listen to this. This is hilarious. I sent it to Frank the other day, and I was like, if you want to laugh and also cry at the same time, watch these disinfo agents. And it was the stupid, oh my God, if I hear one more person talk about this person, I'm going to flip out. Everybody's sharing it around. You already know who I'm talking about. The My Pillow guy. The cyber symposium that he's sitting out there doing. Apparently it ended yesterday or something like that. And he said he has irrefutable evidence that the election, this and that. And I listened to like an hour of it. And I'm like, dude, this guy's just screaming in a microphone. Has all these people fooled. And you should have seen it in the comments. One, it's allowed on YouTube. Two, if you go to look it up, it recommends it to you before you're even done typing it. It recommends the cyber symposium thing to you. So there's that. There's my neighbor. Hi. So anybody who believes this crap, I was talking to my dad the other day. Hello. I was talking to my dad the other day. And, well, because I'm still trying to convince him not to take the thing. He's in the military, and he's like, oh, your dad's going to have to take that thing come September. And I said, no, you can't. You can't. I sent him everything that I have, everything. All the paperwork that I have, all the patents, all the doctors who came out about it, the real ones, not the ones who were questionable at the end there. I was like, Dad, did you read any of this? He's like, oh, I read some of it, this and that. And I'm like, Dad, he's like, I can't lose my retirement. Dad, you have to be willing to give those up. That's what I told him. I said, you have to be willing to give that stuff up. And he was like, oh yeah, but I've been in since I'm 17 and I'm 51 now and I only got a couple more years. I'm going to turn around right here because I don't like to walk that part of town. Yeah, you're right, Tiffany. If the My Pillow guy did have what he said that he had, he wouldn't have been able to put that cyber symposium together. He wouldn't have been able to get on there and scream in a microphone about whatever. He wouldn't have been able to do any of that. But he is. Anyway, before I go back to that, let me tell you about my dad. So I'm sitting there telling him, I'm sending him all this stuff and this and that. And we start getting into a talk about all this, and I told him, I said, Dad, how long have I been telling all of you about this stuff? He's all pretty long time. And I said, and how many things have I talked about in the past that have come to pass? Well, some of the stuff you say is true. I already know where he was going because my dad's like a huge right-sider and this and that. And I asked him, I said, Dad, most people don't even know who the real enemy is. And he's like, oh, more people know than you think. And I said, who's the real enemy? You know what he said? Anybody want to take a guess who he said? Jeffrey, you got one right. He said the Democrats in China. I said wrong. And I'm not talking bad about my dad. I love my dad dearly. But I really just want to, bring him to the realization that it's not any one nation state. It's not an opposite side within our government, just like it's not them alone. It's all of them. It's the people that own all these governments, the people that own the money, the people that own the banks, the people that are responsible for orchestrating both sides of every single war for the longest time, like 200 years. He just kept going on about the audits and whatnot, and I'm really trying to break him of that. I think I'm getting somewhere though. Jay Fields, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that whole thing that's going on with that dude is a huge disinformation campaign. We know this. It's all that Q crap, and they're talking about the ballots and the audits and stuff, but he didn't show anything. He just said all this stuff, and people in the comments are like, oh, everyone's going to be so mad whenever Trump comes back and puts everything right and this and that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you can't possibly believe this. How can you believe? How can you be so stupid that you believe that a two-time billionaire Zionist has your best interest at heart? How? Oh, he puts America first and he's a Christian. No, he's not. Don't ever say that again. No, he's not. No, he's not. What is up with all the traffic today? Jeez. Anyway, two-time billionaire, Zionist. What else is he? He handed the key to the White House to former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on live TV. Handed the country over to FEMA on March 13th of 2020. They decimated the, Second Amendment with this whole national red flag laws and talking about this and that and to take guns first. And there's so many examples that you can go through. So many different examples you can go through. And his Supreme Court nominee, the one that everybody said was going to protect freedom, right? Amy Coney Barrett. Well, she just denied Indiana University students appeal to the mandate for the shot. What more do you need? I don't even have to keep going on about that. But yeah, a lot of people are really getting into this, cyber symposium thing. And people at work are asking me about it, and they're like, oh, Austin, did you see this? Look at this. And I'm like, that's busy work. What is that guy having you do? Sit on your ass and do nothing because somebody else is taking care of it, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, but, he has some good points about the election. So the election don't matter. elections haven't mattered for the longest time. That's literally to keep you looking over here while they build their new world order all around us. And that's exactly what's going on. If you guys can't tell, I'm sweating like a pig right now. Crazy hot out here. Ignorantly hot, actually. I just drank a whole bunch of water before I started coming outside. And it's still hot. But yeah. So every time someone talks about stuff like that, I start bringing up all the points that I just brought up. So I'm trying to get people to understand. They would have you believe that your fellow man are the enemy. You know, Democrats in China. So if they see somebody out on the street and they just so happen to lean left, that's the enemy to these people. And I always tell them, your fellow man is not your enemy. Not even a little bit. The spell is very strong. It really is. This is the strong delusion. There's no other way to put it. The delusion is so strong that people literally will, even when faced with actual evidence, they won't even look into it. They'll just ignore it. They'll attack you, and then they'll, go about their day doing whatever. It's crazy. Yeah, look at my arm. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like shining. I'm sweating bad. Look at my forehead. You might not be able to see it. Let's see. Yeah, Moto J, you're correct. It is a fight for our souls, Tig. You're right, my man. Mainstream media is bought and paid for. Everyone falls for the lies. I don't understand it. I don't either. Like, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And the funny thing is, all these right-siders, they say that, but then they don't know their history. They don't know their actual history. They just go based off of the watered-down history that we all are taught in school. They actually look into the real facts. And when presented with real facts, they're like, nope. Nope. Democrats in China. Crazy. And then the left side are no better. They're the same. Except instead of Democrats in China, they're like Republicans in Russia. So either way, you're not playing with a full deck of cards. You don't have the tools you need to understand this and where we're headed. And yeah, Bohydrus, we cannot give in. We can never give in, ever, ever. Even when it comes to your door, under threat of arrest for not taking that thing, you can never give in. And then, people on the right are like, oh, I ain't taking that thing and this and that. Or they'll say, oh, there's two different kinds. There's the Democrats Bill Gates shot, which is the one, and they explain, what it actually is. Then they're like, oh, and then there's the Trump shot, which is the actual cure. And I'm like, dude, you're still legitimizing the entire lie that has been foisted on the entire world. There is no Trump shot and this shot, and go to the doctor and tell him that you want the Trump shot, and you can't be that dumb. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. But apparently you can, so I guess we were wrong about that. I didn't think that it would be, this bad, this quick. I didn't think that people would fall under this certain kind of lie this quick. And then, like, in the sacred covenant that these people, they sign it in blood, all this stuff. You guys know the one that I brought up 100 times on my videos. Usually once a month I like to put it up. There's a part in there and it says, we will establish their governments and opposites within. That right there is all you need to know. It's all you need to know. Yeah, I think it's funny when they say trust the science. They always say that, oh, trust the science. And then you're like, oh, can I see that science? No, you're not allowed to see it. You wouldn't even understand it. My neighbor again. I think she's just driving around. Yeah, we live over there. You know, like trust the science, or they come out and they're like, oh, the CDC citing new science. Where's the science? Oh, you're not allowed to see it. Speaking of the devil, I'm looking at a flag right now. Let me get close to it. Don't blame me. I voted for Trump. What's that even supposed to mean? What's that even supposed to mean? Don't blame me for what? Trump's the one that started all this. Trump's the one that, you know, allowed the Great Reset to start. This whole thing started under his administration. And then he comes out and he told people to go take the shot. There you go. Don't blame me for what? It's the same agenda. Always has been. Always will be. Walking through these people's driveway. Sorry, I ran out of sidewalk. Across the street here. Did you guys all get to catch my video from last night? Because I know that people didn't get notified. That always happens. My own wife doesn't even get notified for my videos sometimes. But you know what's weird? Sometimes I get notified for my own stuff. Like when I make community posts or when I post videos, like 2 hours later, it'll say, oh, Austin from Ohio posted this, or Austin from Ohio was live. I'm like, why am I getting notifications for my own stuff? Obviously, I know that I put it up. Come on. Felix, yeah, I have a backup channel. Actually, I have 2 backup channels on here. And I have an Odyssey account, which I haven't uploaded to it in a little bit. But I am, and I said in my video yesterday, I have a whole bunch of stuff on the shot, like lined up, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm gonna make an Odyssey video because I really, really don't want to censor myself. Why is everybody so annoying with the loud music and the flying by? Come on, man. Can't you see I'm trying to do it live stream? Anyway, yes, I have an Odyssey account. You just go and type in Austin from Ohio. You should see my logo. Should be on there. I haven't posted to it in a while, and I accidentally overwrote one of my videos on there. I don't know how I did that. It was one that I did before about pharmakia in the shot. Marty, you should definitely finish it, because at the end I started going through like, well, how it all ties in. I'm not sure if you got to that part yet, but I got to finish that because it's pretty long and it goes into the whole climate change and all of that and how literally it all ties in. That's why I named it that. But anyway, so I'm gonna do an Odyssey video probably tomorrow, if not Sunday, just whenever I got a chance. But we're off today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. So yeah, definitely got some time. But I have a whole bunch of stuff on that, and I'm gonna go over there and make an Odyssey video so you guys can see. Totally uncensored. Don't have to, you know, say situation or mark or whatever else I have to say in code. Crazy. Oh yeah, Felix, I appreciate that. I know you guys would all go over there. I think I have about 300 people over on Odyssey right now. I'm not exactly sure. What I will do is I'll make a community. Well, no, I can't copy and paste for some reason on the posts. I'll make, whenever I do that video, I'll obviously put something up and tell you guys like that I made a video on Odyssey, and I will put the link for it. But you should just be able to go type in Austin from Ohio, and it should come up. If you see my logo, it's me. And if it's not me and someone stole my logo, I'm gonna be pissed, because I made that. I really did. Funny how I made it, actually, because I was looking for a way to make it, and this and that. I was looking at all this software to make things, and I had no idea what I wanted it to look like. I know I wanted it to say AFO. I didn't know any, but I found this keyboard, and I downloaded this keyboard, and I was going to use that because it said that, originally it said that I could use the keyboard app to do something and mix something or whatever, I don't know. But I found out that some of the letters were in a red box, some were in a black box, some were in a white box, and a gray box. And it just so happened that the A was in a red box, the F was in a black box, and the O was in a red box. So I said, ooh, I'm gonna use that. So I went to my notes, I used that keyboard, I typed it in, I took a screenshot of that, I zoomed in, took a screenshot of that to make it bigger, and that's the story of how I have my logo. Oh, you guys see me pouring sweat now? Oh yeah. Yeah, Tig, you're right. Werner von Braun didn't warn us. Yep. When he was talking about the enemies, the fabricated enemies of humanity, ending with, the aliens and how it's all going to be a lie and all this stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, and they're building up the UFO talk again. They're starting to say like, oh, people have seen UFOs coming, or astronauts have seen UFOs. The Navy released this video and this report. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Nothing like that either. It's military technology or interdimensional technology on different frequencies. You guys ever hear the stories of like the Men in Black by chance? Not the movie with Will Smith. No, like the actual Men in Black that people have reported seeing. I need to make my way back to my house so I can get a paper towel and wipe my face off, get something to drink. I did not know it was going to be this hot as quick. Okay, so the whole Men in Black thing, there was this one story. And if you guys don't know what that is, please look it up. It's rather interesting. Well, this one guy said that he's seen them or something, and then one of the Men in Black held a penny out, and it disappeared in his hand. But then they said they had to go, and they went outside and ran around the corner, and they disappeared. Well, a lot of people would say, oh, they're making it up, this and that, but I'm just telling you what the story was. I'm not telling you, what I believe either way. And he was really confused about it, and he was like, I don't know what this could be, and he was thinking, oh, maybe aliens, maybe this and that, but what I was thinking is that they came from a different frequency, obviously, and they can't stay here long because our frequency is so dense that they become weak, and that's why he was able to hold on, let me cross the street. So I was thinking maybe, and this is just theorizing, of course. I don't have any kind of actual, I've never seen one. I don't have any evidence to back it up right now. So, but I was saying maybe, they were interdimensional on a different frequency, just like radio waves, right? If you're in a place with anywhere, you tune into your local rock station, that's all you're going to get. And in the same spot, you could tune into the other frequency, you get other radio stations. That's literally how everything works. There's plenty of scientific paperwork on that. But the whole penny thing, I was thinking, like how he made it disappear, I was thinking that maybe whenever he was holding the penny, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, started vibrating at his frequency, which obviously made it disappear. I don't know. I really don't know about any of that. I'm not that smart to where I would be, I'm back in my neighborhood now. I need to stop at my house, get a drink of water. I'm pouring sweat. Yeah, demons, 100% real. 100% real. There is many people's testimonies on that. People that have died for a little bit and came back and they were like, never again. And then gave their life to Christ. And people could say what they want, but the Bible talks about mockers and scoffers walking after their own lusts, saying, where's the promise of his coming? That's literally every single person ever. It doesn't help I'm wearing a black shirt. I feel like I just got out of the shower. I might go take a dip in the river after a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't swim in the river up here. Not up here anyway. Let's see. Now the Mothman, that's... You know what? I was in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and they have like statues. They have like this whole museum you can go in. They have this big plaque that explains what happened with the collapsed bridge and what people have seen. A lot of people don't believe it, but a lot of people also do believe it. And there's people that are still alive that say that their parents talked about it and have seen it. I don't know what to believe about that one either. There's a lot of stuff out there that's just obviously meant to throw us off course, confuse us, get us talking about things that, well, ooh, I might get run over by the cable guy. What are they doing here? We have power. There were a lot of power outages going on the other day. You think that's kind of weird, the day of that alert? What is he doing? Okay, watch this. Watch this. We expecting any power outages?
No, I'm making a phone call because I have a service call and then I just pulled over. That's all I was doing.
Oh yeah, because I knew there were storms coming. And I said, oh man, I hope we don't.
Cable company, not power company.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, I was just wondering, man.
No
Thanks. I'm always pulling people over, asking them questions like that, because I want to know, like, what are you doing? Could you do with a cap to protect your head? It's very hot in Virginia, Ohio. Well, the problem is, if I did that, I'd be hotter. The wind's blowing, so I'm not really, burning up right now. The heat don't bother me that much. It's not bad. Here's my neighbor again. She's going home now. But anyway, yeah, all that stuff, it's very hard. And obviously, we don't know much about that because, well, we're only human. And we have only very limited knowledge of the supernatural. So, yeah. We can only go based off of our own experiences and what other people have said, which you got to take everything with a grain of salt, of course. You can't just go believing all of that. I always live by what Bill Cooper said. Bill Cooper said, read everything, listen to everyone, believe nothing until you can prove it to yourself using your own research. And that's worked for me. I don't know if it's worked for any of you, but it's worked for me. Let's see. Yeah, Susie, I think I seen... Is that the one that you sent me? Or someone else sent me that? Yeah, they came and took a little boy out of the house or something, because I think that was the one where the parents didn't get the thing. So yeah, it's already starting. They're already going after the kids. And now they're saying that kids even younger than 12 can now get the shot. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of that too. And children turning on parents and brother against brother, just as it says in the scriptures. That just goes without saying. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, Tig, you're right. That stuff is all meant to distract. It's meant to just keep us away from, well, the truth. Yeah, Lucifer is the father of lies. So all lies originated from, well, him and the original lie, which was, you will be as God, knowing good from evil. Total lie. Damned us for however long it's been. Couple thousand years. I arrived back in my house. I need to get a paper towel and get something to drink. So bear with me, guys. Hold up. Holy crap, it is hot out there. Jeez. I'm pouring sweat. Sorry guys, you gotta see me do one of these and get my bottle of water. And then go back outside and we'll talk some more. I'm gonna take this with me outside. I just need to grab my water real quick. Good to go. Oh, I should probably close my door. It's way hot out here. All right. Just give me a second, guys, to get recollected. Of course, if you don't want to and you don't have the patience, you don't have to stay here. But I would appreciate it if you did. Would appreciate it if you did. You guys don't want to see me chug water, so again, just bear with me. Hold on. Lordy, lordy, it is hot out here. All right, we're back in business now. Got a drink. I love water. I used to drink nothing but, I never drank water for the longest time. I would drink nothing but, pop and just gross stuff. But ever since I started drinking water, like my limbs and my joints feel a lot more like lubricated. I don't feel all sticky and groggy. And actually water makes me like feel like a certain, like if you drink enough, it's got to be good water, of course. Like don't drink tap water, don't drink crap bottled water with, the chemicals that come from the plastic and all this stuff. Yeah, you gotta drink good water. I personally drink either Fiji water, which it never tastes like plastic or anything like that, or I'll drink I think it's pronounced wakia. It's like Hawaiian volcano water or something like that. But water is very good. Water is very good. What's up, Sherry? James, think Tim's doing all right. I'm pretty sure he is. I haven't talked to him. I sent him a couple text messages today. Hopefully he gets to him. I told him about, another thing. What do you guys think of that? Carol's channel got terminated. Terminated. I didn't even know she was up for a strike 3. Ain't that something? Has she posted on any of her backups or on Odyssey? Because I would like to go see, this wind again. I'm sorry, guys. This was like a surprise thing. I didn't really have a plan to come on here and talk about anything. Yeah. My email is, and please take this down if you don't have my email. Austin J Star with 2 R's 0127 at gmail.com. Yeah, I'm always looking for people to send me whatever you got. Whatever you got, I will review it. I will most likely email you back, of course, letting you know that I got it. Ask people that I've, dealt with before on that type of thing. Anyway, so yeah, Carol's channel, gone. Totally gone. It's crazy. Crazy. And that video she did yesterday, good thing I caught it. It was a good one, and I think that's what did it. They don't like her very much at all. She's been a thorn in their side for a long time, like a couple other people. And Carol's great. She really is great. It's crazy that, a lot of people just don't want to listen to any truth or any message that people are giving out. And I try my best, I only have limited resources to work with, of course, like the rest of you, because we're no different. Were you able to get RFP? Yeah, I did. It took a while, but I guess there was a massive DDoS attack or something on that server, and someone told me that also they watch, I've never watched her before, but someone told me they watched Peggy Hale, on there too, peggyhale.tv. I forget who it was that told me that. And they said that hers was also down, so it was the whole server, it was the whole thing. So yeah, it's no good. Yeah, Carol is great. Carol is literally just, I've been watching her for a good like years, probably like 7 years now, 8 years. Been watching her for a very long time, and she's been consistent. She always shows her work, which I appreciate, of course, because I like to show my work. You know, I also like to get on here and do live streams, and I haven't figured out the technicalities on that. I haven't figured out how to screen share on here and all that stuff yet. And that's why I bought that computer. And I still can't figure it out because you need some kind of software or something. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, so Carol's main channel terminated. A couple years ago, I would have had 100,000 subs. Honestly, you're probably right. But to be truthful, I'm happy with what I got. Because the more people that come here or any channel, the more, trolls it brings. The more people, get on here and start talking this and that, even if you have evidence to back up your stuff. And they just get on there and they, do whatever, and they leave nasty comments and thumbs down because all they like to do is sit there and watch videos and cherry pick through things and put people down because they don't have the stones to make any kind of videos themselves. And they don't like to hear the truth. Jay Board, you talking about David Yates? Come on. Stupid wind. Hey, maybe it's a sign from God. Maybe I shouldn't smoke this right now. I should not smoke this right now. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, so David Yates, he was doing good work. There's another person that I was turned on to yesterday by actually the guy that runs Bill Cooper's channel. He posted a video on him, and the guy was on there like talking about current events and stuff, but I haven't watched many of his videos yet, so I can't in good conscience promote somebody yet until I watch more of his videos. But so far he's doing all right. So far he's doing all right. But yeah, think about this, guys. I talked about it in my video last night. They are about to turn up the heat big time, because as soon as that FDA approval goes through, we're gonna see a whole lot of stuff going down. That is for sure. We're gonna see a whole lot of stuff going down. I never watched Ray Potter, honestly. Yeah, well, we were just talking about that. Carol got her main channel terminated. 60-some thousand subscribers. Gone. Just like that. And, and I don't think it has anything to do anymore with what you put in your videos because, well, my third backup channel, got terminated. I didn't even have enough videos for it to get terminated or to even get a strike even. I had 2 videos on there from a while ago that you all have seen. And then I just get an email that says, yeah, we terminated your channel because spam. There was no spam. There's 2 videos on there from like 5 months ago because I haven't needed to use it. So it really doesn't matter. I think they're just trying. And then they try to trap me, actually. This is the funny part. I should have showed you guys that. So when I went to appeal it, normally you would just have to go on there and write your appeal and hit submit. But what it was doing was, in the email they told me that I wasn't allowed to possess, access any more YouTube channels at all whatsoever. So when I went to appeal it, it said that I had to put down my email, which it put my email for this main channel, and it said, list the YouTube channel that you have that got terminated. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, hold up, because I was about to do it, and I was like, hold up. They told me I can't access any more channels. Now they're trying to get me to tell them what YouTube channel got terminated so they can see that I have other channels and terminate them too. Yeah, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. Yeah, you're right, Holly. You're right. Ain't that something though? They were just like, and then tried trapping me into giving them information on my other channels so they could win terminate those too. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I didn't end up doing that, and I said, you know what? I'll take the loss, because Austin from Ohio 3, I still have Austin from Ohio 4, and I also still have Austin from Ohio 2, which you guys are mostly over there as well. I got like the same amount of subscribers there as here, so yeah, not too bad. But if you haven't seen my video from last night, because many of you probably did not get notified, please go watch it, because this stuff's also getting to me, like, I wasn't even going to do this today, this live stream, and then all of a sudden I just felt urgency, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go, I'm going to talk to people. So I texted Tig, and I said, hey man, I'm getting ready to do a surprise live stream, and he's like, just say when. I said, I'm setting up now, 5 minutes. Boom, here I am. Let's see. Yeah, Holly, you're right. They think we're all they do think we're all stupid, and for the most part, most people prove them right. They really do, because they monitor social media, they monitor what people are doing, and for the most part, yeah, people prove them right because they bought into all of it, every single little bit. And a lot of you guys are way older than I am. Wasn't there a time when people would just randomly say, if you went into like a gas station or something, and they would say like, just everybody had a healthy distrust of government? And that's honestly probably how we lasted this long to the year 2021, because people had a healthy distrust of government. IQ test, yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah, I don't know. But I think since 9/11, everybody kind of fell under that spell, because emotions were, running high, and everybody just wanted to go to war. That because in Project for a New American Century, they wrote up in 99, well, started writing in 98, and then published 99, they said that. And, well, they also said that they couldn't institute change in the Middle East unless there was a catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor. That's exactly what happened. And everybody were too invested in their emotions. Nobody wanted to look at the facts or just physics in general, a general understanding of physics. Just all of it. You guys already know all this stuff, though. And then, everybody kind of just towed the line, and they said, let's go to war. And they said, ooh, problem, reaction, solution works. Even more so nowadays because of all the poisoning that we've done over the years and all the social engineering, so we can use this to our advantage. And then from there, it was game on. Rise of the national security state, all of it leading up till, well, now. And it's even worse now, actually, because people are buying this whole thing, and they're not going by what they can see with their own eyes. Like, you go outside, nobody's sick, nobody's dying, but the TV tells you that everybody's dying, there's bodies in the streets, there's, you know what they're saying. It's crazy, guys, it's crazy. And this stuff can really get to you, especially when, you're doing like what myself and many other people are doing, because we're always sifting through, like I'm always sifting through news articles, other things deep on the web and stuff, and I'm looking at this stuff all the time, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, everybody needs to just, I truly think that, I believe this. I believe wholeheartedly, not even just saying like, oh, I believe this and that just to say it. No, I firmly believe wholeheartedly that if everybody turned their television off, got rid of social media, got rid of everything, then they would actually come back to reality, and they would see that nothing like what they're saying is going on. And then we could say, hey, we're not going to comply. And there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, all we got to do is comply and we'll go back to normal, guys. Come on, just a little bit longer. It started with the 14 days to slow the spread or flatten the curve or whatever they're saying. And, well, people complied with that because they wanted to, oh, let's just get this over with real quick, guys. No big deal. We'll get it under control. We'll go back to our lives before last summer. Well, 14 days came and went. Still going. All the way up and even till now. People are still saying that. Oh, if we all just go get the shot, we'll all go back to normal and we don't have to deal with any of this anymore. And if there's one thing that anyone should have learned in the past 18 months, is that they don't ever plan on taking you back to normal. Whenever Klaus Schwab wrote the book titled COVID-19, The Great Reset, and I always refer to this quote from the book, he said, quote, many of us are pondering when things will return to normal. The short response is never. It should stop right there. It should stop right there. Wait, Holly, your dad died when you showed him the truth, could not handle the we were the enemy? Yeah, what do you mean, Holly? Please elaborate on that. You have the floor. I'm very sorry about the loss of your father. Yeah, they told us plenty of times, Valley, that we can't go back to normal. And there will come a time, probably, maybe, when they'll say, oh, the virus is over, but, well, now we got a more existential crisis, climate change. So we have to institute lockdowns and restrictions for that. And they're actually penalizing people in some places in the world if they drive too many miles, or if they buy too much food, or, Holly, I'm really sorry for the loss of your father. Jeep's flying up on me, didn't even try to slow down. Jeez. Yeah, a lot of people, they can't handle it all at once. That's why if you go up to somebody and you start telling them just everything, they'll be like, okay, loony bin, next, whatever. But if you start just planting little seeds one at a time. For instance, I was in the gas station the other day on my lunch break. I go in there, to get some water because I work in a warehouse that's 105 degrees at best. And, they're all wearing masks. And I asked the lady at the register, I'm like, oh, are they doing this again? And she's like, oh, yeah, they instituted this starting this week because, Delta and all this stuff. And I'm like, huh, all right, and where's that coming from? They said, well, because I work in West Virginia. It's all the West Virginia Department of Health. And I said, huh, okay, so the government, right? She said, yeah, that's where it comes from. And I said, oh, same government that told you about weapons of mass destruction, babies in incubators, whatever else. And she was like, yeah, they lie about everything. And I said, why is this time so different? And she said, oh, well, I believe that people out there are dying of this stuff, and I believe that, but that's as far as it goes. And I'm like, who do you know personally that's died from COVID? And they're like, oh, well, my friend told me that they know this person whose father died from it. And I'm like, no, you personally. You, in your life, personally, who do you know? And she thought about it for a minute, and she was like, nobody. And I'm like, how many people you know personally died of cancer? And she's like, oh, my cousin died of cancer. My father has cancer right now. He's passing away. And I'm like, there you go. And that's all I said, and I walked out because I'm usually in a rush. But I could tell I left her with, because she was like thinking about it. So that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. Just lay it out real little like that. Just something that everybody can relate to. Spoon feed people, even though you shouldn't have to do that. That's how you got to do it. Yep, you're right, Spiritual Awakening. You're right. You're absolutely right. Cancer is a true epidemic. You are right. You're right, sweet Leilani. Absolutely. Everybody knows someone that's died of cancer. Everybody. 100%. Everybody. But even if you use their own numbers, here's the thing. If you use their numbers that they're saying, the people that died of this current situation, it's actually kind of funny because their own numbers, they say, oh, 3 million people so far died from this. Okay, so we know those numbers are totally whatever and they lied, this and that. But even if you believe them, out of 7.5 billion people, that is still a very, very, very tiny fraction of the world's population. Holly, they killed your father. I believe that. You know why I believe that? Because a lot of people were saying the same thing. And why do you think that you weren't allowed to be there with them? Why do you think that? That you weren't allowed to be there with them whenever he passed? Why do you think that no one's allowed to be with their family? They say, oh, because of the virus, this and that. But no, the real reason is so they can do whatever without you even noticing. And just tell you a story later on, and most people will believe them because, oh, these are doctors, and this is my local hospital, and I know these people, and yeah, it's a big mess. It's a big mess. It's crazy what's going on, and it'll get to you. It'll get to you, especially when you know what we know. And you start thinking about all this stuff, and you're like, I can't believe it's gone this far. How's it going, Charlie? Just it's gone so far that there's really no way, absent, mass real awakening and people getting together and being on the same page, there's no way that we're ever going to be able to get things at least somewhat close to how they used to be. Yep, you're right. They don't want to cure cancer. They make too much money off of it, and it helps them with their population problem, right? I firmly believe, and I've said this before, I firmly believe that they could come out today and say that we have to kill off a whole bunch of people to save lives, and people will say, yeah, we need to do that. Let's get rid of the undesirables first. Let's get rid of the unvaccinated first. And who falls in that category? All the people that know what the hell is going on. It's genius, really. It really is. It's genius. Wow, Leah, your dad is still alive, 91 years old. Oh, man. There's no way I'm even going to make it close to 91. My natural life, would probably, well, with everything going on, and we'll say this. If I quit smoking, I don't drink or nothing, anything like that. If I quit smoking, my natural life probably would be into my 70s or whatever, because just everything else. But I also know that whenever it comes down to it, I'm not going to be around much longer anyway. And I tell people that at work because they'll be like, Tracy Skywatcher in the house, everybody. What's up, Tracy? As you can see, I'm currently taking a shower because it's pretty hot out here, but I don't mind. Anyway. Oh, what was I saying? I was just saying something. Oh. I joke with people at work, but also it's not really a joke, but they kind of take it like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you guys don't have to worry because you'll get a heads up. And they're like, oh, how do you figure? I said, who else in this area do you know that has a platform and like 1,400 people that follow their platform and potentially even more eventually? And they're like, oh, I said, who's been posting openly on social media and talking to everybody openly about this? I said, so you'll get a heads up because I'll go first. And they laugh, and then they're like, oh, Austin, don't say that. Like, I'm telling the truth. That's how these things work. Analog, you're right. Compliance is the compromise because they know if they can get you to just give up a little bit more, they can take more and they'll keep taking. Take. Give an inch, take a mile. If we would have, oh, train. I should walk up there to see what they're hauling. That's too far of a walk. It'll be gone by the time I get up there anyway. But if we would have, stood up and said no at 14 days to slow the spread, and everybody would have been like, no way, we're not going to wear a mask. We're not doing any of this. We're just going to, we're going to live our lives. Screw you. It ain't that bad. They would have backed off. They have before. They would have backed off. Because if you don't remember, they tried this plenty times. They tried it with the swine flu. They tried it with the Zika. They tried it with the SARS. They tried it with all of it. But we weren't ready for it yet. We weren't primed and ready. Now we are. And they sat down, had Event 201. They planned it out, and their main focus at Event 201 was how to get rid of the dissenters on the internet and out in the real world. And they were like, oh, we need to make sure that, come on, wind and cars, and I hate living in a town. I miss living out in the country. I used to live out in the country. And they were concerned about misinformation on the internet, and they said, oh, we need to make sure people only get news from trusted sources and scientists and this and that, and how are we going to do that? Oh, we need social media and these other companies to, suppress this information while bringing out the more trusted sources and all this stuff. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Wish I was in Red Rock. I would go there and say hi to Richie. Yeah, I thought he said he was going somewhere out there to meet up with a couple people. Yeah, he's been doing that. If you guys don't know, he's also doing a live stream with Nicholson 1968 and Days of Noah, Sunday morning on Days of Noah's YouTube channel. So, yeah, you guys might want to go tune into that. Now, Days of Noah, that dude is on a whole nother level. I feel dumb when I watch that dude. I don't think he could ever say something that was not very intelligent. Yep, we're in the same FEMA region, Region 5. Oh, yeah, sure are. And Region 3 is right across the river right there. Because I live bordering West Virginia and Pennsylvania. I can be in Pennsylvania in 35 minutes if I drove like 70 miles an hour. Oh, yeah, when listening to Days, J-Board, John, I feel the same way. I'm just like, dude, this guy is so articulate. This guy is on a whole nother level. How do you get to be that smart? But yeah, Days is great. He's doing good work. Thanks for the heads up on that live stream. Oh, wait, you mean the video from yesterday? Ooh, my shirt is soaked. He has a 200 IQ. I believe that. Yeah, and he does read a lot. I know he reads a lot. Yeah, that man is he's more than a genius. It's incredible. It's crazy, really. But really, all we're gonna have to do right now, guys, is we're gonna have to resist these mandates. We're gonna have to educate people so they can also resist these mandates. And they know that a lot of people aren't going to go back to work and are going to quit their jobs, and nurses aren't going to, and what's going to happen also is that when these nurses start quitting because they want to stand their ground, they believe in bodily autonomy, they believe in, your right to choose, and HIPAA and all that stuff, they know that's going to cause a shortage, and then they can blame, guess who? Oh, these terrible conspiracy theorists and these anti-vax people, they're out here and they caused a nationwide shortage of nurses during a pandemic, and we need to blame them because now more people are dying. And what do you think that's going to do? And it's all leading up to that knock on your front door. No fear mongering. I'm telling you how it is. It will come to that. At this rate, would you be surprised of anything less? There are things that happened this past 18 months that I never would have thought possible. Ever. Yeah, they do believe in eternal life on this earth. That's why they're so into transhumanism. That's why they're so into trying to, like, I just seen a thing about this kid, this child genius or something. He wants to invent a way for humans to be immortal. Why would you want that? Why would you want that? We're not meant for that. Nothing is. This grasshopper on the ground isn't. That bee over there isn't. Everything dies. Everything that has a body on this plane dies for a reason. And they've spent countless years and decades trying to show you and convince you that death is scary and it's gruesome and you should be afraid of it and all this stuff. And the reason for that is so they could rule you with fear. But what did Jesus say? Fear not. Fear not. Why? Why would you fear something that is inevitable? Why would you fear something that happens? Have you ever seen, unless somebody was like brutally murdered, but have you ever seen somebody die like naturally or because of something, and they always look like they're at peace? They always just drift right off. And I'm telling you, because I've been there, I'm telling you, it's weird what your brain does in that moment. It's weird. It's like you're just okay with it. You're just all right with it. And another story for you guys, if that doesn't help, that's my own personal experience. That happened to me. My cousin wrecked one of those RZRs. Well, he wasn't driving. This other kid was driving. But my cousin, he was in a really bad RZR wreck. And if you don't know what that is, it's like a little go-kart thing, but it's like more upscale, and they go fast. Some of them go like 100 miles an hour, like a car, and some of them are actually street legal. It's crazy. But they were riding through the woods, and it was after a rain. There was a lot of puddles, and the kid hit a patch of like wet mud or something, and they were going like 70 miles an hour. And they slid, they flipped a couple times, they bashed a tree. And my cousin, he literally thought, and he was very near to death. And he told me, because I told him, about what happened to me and all this stuff, and I've been there and this and that. And he's like, dude, it was so weird. I was just like, this is it, take me now. And he said I was okay with it. And I said, yeah, it's crazy. He said, I can't explain it though. I can't put it into words. I said, that's how it is. That's how it is. Your brain is a very, very unbelievable thing. It's crazy. It's crazy, like what your body actually does when you're there. So all this time they spend, like, because if you think about it all the time, yeah, you're gonna be afraid of it. Like right now, if you're just thinking about it, like, oh man, I'm gonna die one day. I wonder how. I wonder when. I wonder what it's gonna be like. I don't want to, But here's another thing for you. Try to imagine yourself as not existing. You can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. You cannot imagine yourself not being alive. You can't. But or, I mean, it could be the morphine. You could be right. Okay, well, how would you explain what happened to my cousin? I mean, it's on an individual basis, really, is what it is. But it could have been the morphine, this and that. But all I'm saying is that my own personal experience and his experience and what I've heard other people say, once you come back from something like that, you don't have that fear anymore. Literally, I could face, right now, I could drop dead and I would not be afraid at all whatsoever. Because I've been there. But that's that was because of my personal experience, so I can't. And for those of you who don't know, I can actually tell you the story. I can actually tell you the story if you don't know. So, what happened was, hold up. You stupid. There's the Lord again telling me not to smoke a cigarette. Fair enough, I won't. I'll wait or not. Anyway, the story was, so I had appendicitis, and I'm very stubborn. Anybody that actually knows me will tell you I am very stubborn. I don't want to go to a hospital. I just wanted to go to work. I wanted to go to work. I wanted to come home. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to read. I wanted to do whatever. This is before I started making videos. So I had appendicitis. And instead of, when I first recognized it, going to the hospital, despite, Reagan telling me, you need to go to the hospital now, you need to go to the hospital, and then, my mom gets involved, you need to go to the hospital, you need to go to the hospital. She's calling me, blowing me up all hours of the day. I let it go for like 4 days, like an idiot. And at that point in time, I was lethargic. I was passing out for like 25, 30 minutes, all while saying I'm fine. I found the smoker channel. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna not do it for now. But so I let it go for 4 days, and all of that, I went septic. I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't take a step without being in immense pain. All while saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm going to work tomorrow. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Literally on my hands and knees crying. In my bathtub, because I couldn't take a shower. I was going to stand up straight, so I'd like run a bath. That's the worst thing you can do. I let it go for 4 days. Well, finally, it got to a point to where I was up at 3 in the morning, groaning in pain. It was too unbearable, and I couldn't drive. And Reagan don't drive, so we had to call my mom, and she lives about an hour away. And it was like 3 in the morning, and I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to use a phone. I didn't know how to use a phone. I didn't know how to do anything because I was septic. I was lethargic. I was literally dying at that point in time. Finally, well, I ended up falling back asleep. Wake up at like 7 in the morning on the 4th day. It was unbearable. I couldn't even get out of bed. So Reagan calls my mom. My mom flies up here, somehow gets here in 35 minutes when she lives an hour away. They had to literally pretty much carry me to the car, sit me down in, take me to the hospital. I waited there for a while in pain, whatever. They said appendicitis. Finally, during the surgery, what happened was they come out and they say, things have taken a turn for the worst. It's not going at all how we expected. And, well, I'm out at this point in time because they knocked me out and with the anesthesia, this and that. So they said it was bad, this and that, and it lasted like 7 or 8 hours. Finally, when it was done and I came to, I saw my whole family standing in the room. My dad, my mom, my nana, everybody were standing there, and they were like, and I'm like, dude, am I dead? Like, am I dying? Why are you all here? And the doctor told me, he was like, we lost you there for a minute. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I had no, what? And he's like, well, the poison went all throughout your body, and if you wouldn't have came in the next couple hours, there would have been nothing that we could do because it would have infiltrated your organs. You would have been dead. He's like, you were dead. And I was like, are you serious? So that was my experience. And I told you like a shorter version of it, but that's what happened. So yeah. Wow, Tracy, your daughter took that thing? No. Even though you've probably been talking to her for a long time? Oh, man. No, that's crazy. I feel so bad. Every time I hear one more person taking that thing, I'm like, that's terrible. That's terrible. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched my video from yesterday, please do. I put a lot in there, and it's coming to a certain point to where we're gonna have to be strong in our faith. It will take literally nothing less than full faith in God in order to get through what's coming up. I firmly believe that. You don't have to believe that. You really don't. I know a lot of you do, but it really doesn't matter what you believe. Like I always say, you could stand out in the freeway and a semi could be coming at you, and if you don't believe it, you're still gonna get hit. So yeah, it's really coming. Oh, Tracy, you thought that they gave you that thing? No wonder my thing's not working. There's a piece of lint in this lighter. Yeah, that was before I started making videos. That's before any of you guys even knew me. So yeah, that was at the end of 2019, which actually was like, it was December 2019, so it was like 2 months before all this stuff started. I would not want to go through that this year. Like if it was December 2020 or 2021, I don't even know what would have happened. Oh man, I think I just would have let it go. So you know what? If this is the natural way I'm going, I'm going. I'm not taking a risk of taking that thing. I'd rather not take it and go right here and still having my soul intact than to go there, get that thing, and then something happen and not have my soul. I will not make that bargain. Yeah, if you can, please, Tammy, good point. Very good point. Do not go to a hospital. It's going to come to a point, actually it already is. And they're already denying people entry into hospitals for not having the shot. So don't, and that's part of the plan, because they know that everyone eventually is going to have to go to the hospital. They know that people eventually are going to have to take that thing. Yeah, don't even do it. Don't even do it. All right, guys, I'm about to wrap it up. Been going for an hour and a half, and I'm standing out here in 100 degrees. My shirt is literally soaked. So anybody want any last minute things they want to say before we do Lord's Prayer, wrap it up? I'll go for another minute or so as always. I'll take this time to say you guys are literally the best. I would not ask for anyone else to be able to talk to and to go through all of this with. Like, this YouTube thing is a blessing and a curse, kinda, because sometimes I'm feeling rushed to, like, oh, I gotta make a video, man. People are dependent on me to get the news out. But then I think, yeah, but not really though, because there are people out there that, are doing a lot better work than I am. I mean, I'm only doing what I can with what I have. But yeah, you guys are great. I literally could not ask for anybody better to be in this community and to do whatever there. And if one day I woke up and my channel blew up, I will literally stay the exact same. I will never, ever, ever change what I'm doing. I don't care if I get 100,000 or even 1,000,000 subscribers and they all threaten to leave. If I don't do this and that, leave. Bye. It ain't about how many people you got. It's about the truth, and it's about what's going on right now. Yep, everybody, if you do want to see that, yes, go to Days of Noah. You guys should be subscribed to him anyway, because he does incredible work. But yeah, they're doing that live stream on Sunday, so looking forward to that, seeing how it goes. I'll be in there. I'm sure Tim will be in there. I told him about it. Most of you will be in there probably. So yeah, yep. All right, so I guess we're gonna do Lord's Prayer, and then we'll get going. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Stay free. Don't send your kids to school. Do not, under any circumstance. Yeah, I always mess that up. In earth. I say it a couple times, but then I forget, because I'm like, I'll work on that. I'll work on that. Anyway, yes, freedom. Freedom. The most important thing. Without it, we have nothing. Don't send your kids to school. Don't comply. And do not, ever, under any circumstances, ever, don't take that shot. Protect your children. Don't take the shot.